What's up with y'all? Jet Star Pilot back in this motherfucking. Check it out. So, you know what I'm saying? Does hard work pay off? Now, what I can say is to just keep it, like, the cliche thing to say is just to keep on going, not to give up. But in reality, the point is to do something that you enjoy doing, you know what I'm saying? Because that enjoyment is what leads to the accumulation of whatever happens to you in your life comes to that actuality of a hard work sequence, you know what I'm saying? And if you know how to properly do that sequence, you're in a space of where you know where these things come from or where the hard work can accumulate for itself. So it doesn't actually mean hard work. It means more of a requirement of what you're doing in that space of what you're actually going through in your life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, you could be doing anything, but as long as you're doing something on a space of where you enjoy doing it, that's a space of where you're actually supposed to be at in all times, because that's the energy work that you're proving for itself. So, you know, whatever it is you're doing, the hard work just pays off for itself because you're doing it on its own. But I don't think there's no such thing as a hard work pays off, because you're supposed to be doing something, and then that's something people will look at that as, okay, that's called hard work, but it's really just called you just being yourself and doing you. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you want to look at it at times. You don't want to look at it like different, you know what I'm saying? You always want to be open-minded on how you see these things, because there's always different ways in how you can look at these things. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you know how to look at these things, you know there's a space where there's always a gold in that area in your life. So your mind is the gold. So you know how to create the gold in your area of your life and see where these things come from. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you see it like that, because if you see it like that, then you're more aware and more consistent in that area on how these things look like in general. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is you're doing, you want to make sure that you're in a space of where you see these things for the aspect of what is happening in a reality, more other than non-actual space of how to look at these things. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you're looking at these things on a reality basis, just a real shit. And make sure you know how to see these things for what they are, because these things will eventually help you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it like that, you're more open-minded, you know what I'm saying? And you're more open spaces and more open space and all ways on how to expand your parameter and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the real shit. And that's how you really always want to see it, because that's a space where we're all at a spirits. We all have the ability to be in that energy and space sequence in our life, see these things for what they are and how they make sense. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. But beyond that, that's a space, that's an energy, that's a video on how to break down, you know what I'm saying, does hard work actually prove for itself. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. And Jet Star Pilot, we out on this motherfucker.